time I'm with it alone, it picks me up, you just send it down.
Hey guys and girls, Joe here from Evolution Rugby, and welcome to another cracking episode of the Evasion analysis from the weekend. So this November weekend saw a few superb tries from the South Africa-Scotland game, some exquisite play by the Japanese team against England to get England twitching in the first 40 minutes, which was brilliant to watch. A phenomenal island win over New Zealand in terms of one of the best games I've seen for quite some time in terms of the physicality, the intensity of everything involved. And actually the highlight for me from evasion skills out of all of those games, and again the South Africa with their midfield looked superb, the Argentinian back three and the French back three also looking fantastic. But coming to the fore actually was a Premiership game for me with a couple of steps by two of the best in the business. And so here we're just going to highlight a shoulder drop step. So the shoulder drop step is one of our foundation steps in the evadeandxcel program at Evolution Rugby. We like to teach all our athletes, whether young or old, pro or beginner, this foundation step in the first 5 weeks. It's just so powerful as a tool, and people talk a lot about how it's actually footwork, but the reality is that it's a shoulder movement, actually inspired by somebody quite close to me who did it very well when he was younger, and the ability to be able to send information to a defender, a tackler, and confuse them quite simply, whilst loading one side of your body, head, knee and toe, to be able to drive away, and then the key to it all again, the acceleration into space. So the two examples which were absolutely superb in this game, which Bristol were very unlucky not to win against Exeter. Exeter held out and showed their character to come through at the end. But the £1 million man, Piatau, with a very effective step here on a tap and go, very brave. And then Cordero for Exeter, I think the second to last try, which we're going to have a closer look at. So if I can just quickly clip through this one, quick shoulder drop and extend there. So you might have missed that altogether. So we're going to take it back to where he taps, and unfortunately we don't have better angles on this, but he just drops the shoulder at that point. So what you can see here is the weight that he's got that's just dropped to one side. You can see on his body here that he's just dropped his shoulder down this side, and that means that he's loaded this left foot. And you can also then see that the defenders for Exeter have dumped their weight. So this chap here has just dumped his weight, and again this man here thinks that the guy inside him has got him as well, and so they're actually going to be rather confused and a little bit behind, and that's all it takes with a shoulder drop, is to buy you a couple of hundredths of a second to accelerate into a hole. And that's exactly what Piatau's done here. In the space in between the two defenders, extends his arm for a try. So a great example of how you can do it just on the spot. And again, it's a step that links to wine lines. It's a step that links to a number of other evadeandxcel Evolution Rugby tools to be able to give you a huge opportunity to control contact and beat defenders. And that's what it's all about. So this one here coming up is Cordero. So we'll play it through. Unbelievable footwork. Nope, it's shoulder drops. It's fantastic to see in open play. And what I'll do is I'll take it right back to the pass here. Be able to see the pass from the fly half over the top. And we'll take it frame by frame. So just that step there, that split second, I just missed it there. And we come back through here, there. So that basic shape means that the defender has actually skipped out slightly there. So we've got it on the spot here, perfect position for us to take a close look at it. You can see this leg has come out as his shoulders have dropped down. So this leg loads here, and that means that the defender is focused. He's opened up his body because he thinks that the attacker Cordero is actually going on the outside, so he looks like he's taking that trail. And once the shoulders are turned past 90, which that clearly is there, it means that there's an opportunity for Cordero to dive inside and accelerate away. So you can see how important it is, that acceleration factor. Now this is the superb part. We've got three defenders here. Number 1, number 2, and number 3, all beaten by one evasion step. So I'll play it through first, and then we'll come back and show you the shape. Bang, gone. It happens so quickly, but so effective. in terms of being able to, just need to go back a little bit further, being able to buy time there. So there's our shoulder drop. Right on cue, one of the most effective tools you can use in attack. Loaded this foot again, so it's a double shoulder, and if you look at the defenders, they've all dived off. We've gone square that way, we've gone off 90 and square that way, and this man in particular is going to feel a little bit annoyed considering that step beating him. You could also look at this covering defense that we then highlight why we call this program Evade and Excel, acceleration. So it's not necessarily just speed training overall, this is more about your acceleration off the mark, the first 3 to 7 steps. Maximum velocity can be reached over 7 steps, and we're looking for you, when you do this program, to train and be able to accelerate straight out of one of these steps to be able to beat defenders just like this. Drop the shoulder, bang, accelerate hard, beats 2. So all in all, crikey, I think he's beaten 6 defenders here. This is absolutely brilliant. Over the top, beat 1, beat 3 is 4, beat the other 2 for gas, inside. The best example I've seen of a shoulder drop in quite some time, so I'm going to show you another replay of it again because I just loved it so much. 1, 4, and 2 for gas. Celebrate. Simple, effective tools, easily done once you learn the movement patterns, you link it to your acceleration, you link your eyes in your training, and how to look for triggers in the defenders in front of you, and that's what we coach through our online and our personal training programs with Evolution Rugby's Evade and Excel. Catch you again soon.